Hello my friends, and welcome or welcome back to my channel. For today's pick a card reading, I'm actually going to be doing what I call typically my soul tribe readings, which is where I just channel whatever your guides want you to hear. So I'm not quite sure what's going to be in these piles, but yeah, they're meant to be like my soul tribe readings. So they're very, just whatever comes through from my guides, from your guides to you, whatever you need to hear today. I'm using multiple decks. Before I begin, I do want to say thank you because yesterday I received decks from a member of the Soul Tribe, Secretive, you little secret ninja tarot card giver, you, whoever you are. Maybe you don't like the spotlight. Maybe you don't like to be, put in the spotlight and have attention, but I appreciate you and thank you for the beautiful decks. One of them was love messages, which I will use in a love reading later on. One of them was this, and as soon as I felt the package, I intuitively knew what it was. Beautiful, beautiful deck. It is geared towards queens and mermaids and princesses, but gender does not apply. It's energy. And also this deck, you have good taste, my friend, whoever you are. I really connected with this deck and I can't wait to use it. I'm not going to use it in this reading. I'm going to use it in a different reading later today when I do a face reading. But you have good taste, my friend. Anyway, I'm so thankful to all of you. And to be honest, I haven't been doing a lot of Soul Tribe readings, so I wanted to come on and devote some time to that today. I know that a lot of people ask me about what decks I'm using. To be honest, I have so many decks and I choose them like kind of intuitively right before I begin. I don't make a plan. I just kind of let my intuition guide me. And I'm also, I know I'm not making excuses. I'm working on it, but I'm also dyslexic, and transferring information from like even just opening up apps and copying text, remembering things to retype, I really struggle with it. And I know that's frustrating for some of you because you want to know the decks. So I'm going to start just showing you at the beginning of the reading all the decks I'm using. So today I'm using 3 decks by someone named Leah Shaman, whatever. I just want to point something out to you guys because, so this deck right here is the Wild Lands Tarot, and I found it on Indigo, but there's something messed up with the text layout in all of these guidebooks. And as a dyslexic person, I actually find it easier to read because they're spaced far apart. But I'm not sure it was meant to be like that. I feel like it was an editing error, to be honest, because look at it. They're all like that. Some of them are okay. Some of them are like really spaced. Anyway, I'm not quite sure if it's meant to be like that, but all 3 decks. Oh no, this one is fine. Anyway, interesting. But anyway, back to it. I'm rambling already. Soul Tribe reading. Wild Lands Tarot. I won't show you the cards that you got, but I will show you what they look like because they're very beautiful. So this is the front. They're meant to look like Polaroids. And then this is what they look like. So this is the King of Cups. Anyway, I find them very beautiful. There's the King of Coins. I'm just choosing random ones to show you. Let me see. Let me choose another random one. 7 of Coins. So you can see the fruit, the flowers, the coins. Lovely. Anyway. So that's that deck. And then the other cards in this reading, we have the Divine Codes Oracle by Leah Shaman. That's just how I'm going to pronounce it. The Starlight Frequencies Oracle by Leah Shaman. Believe in Your Own Magic from the Tarot Ninja, Amanda Lovelace. And this deck, Voice of the Soul's Oracle from Delia, Soul Tribe member as well. And the tarot deck that I'm going to be using today is this tarot deck. It's called Liberation Tarot. So hopefully that covers all the decks so that you know. And now we'll get into the piles. So for pile number 1, we have this black obsidian moon. I'm not even going to try and get them back in the right direction. You should see how long I tried to get that in the right spot. I felt like I was losing my mind. There's so little in light. For pile number 2, we have amethyst. I don't know why my brain stopped working there. Maybe you're going through a hard time. And for pile number 3, we have howlite, this howlite star, 555 on the timer. This howlite star. Of course it went down perfect. Of course. Anyway. If you need a minute to sit with the energy without my yakking, feel free to pause the video and I will see you at your pile, Soul Tribe. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading about what you need to hear from my guides to your guides. They're having that was weird. I almost said cocktail, but I don't drink. I was going to say my guides and your guides are having a cocktail up there, but I'm going to opt for coffee. Anyway, welcome to your reading. If you've never listened to a Soul Tribe reading, they're very, like, just whatever messages come through. It's very intuitive. Sometimes I channel / rant about things, which, anyway, sometimes it really resonates with people, so it's interesting. So yeah, if you picked pile 1 and this black moon, this is going to be your reading about what you need to hear from Spirit. And what I'm going to do, I want you to be able to see this, so maybe I'll put it right in that little, oh, look at that. Look, that's magic. I'm hearing dance, magic, dance. That's beautiful. Isn't that pretty? Anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to start with these 2 cards here to kind of have a look at what we're talking about today. And your pile is very interesting. I say that about every pile. But I feel like I'm looking at a counterpart in this energy. So let's get into it. So the first card we have is we have the Hermit. And the Hermit is Virgo energy. It's very, you know, it's about your soul path. It's about reflecting on your life, reflecting on your future. It's about healing, you know, for me, the Hermit is about, you know, quiet reflection, reflecting about ourselves, our life path, our soul purpose. And it really is the journey to your higher self. It's like a journey to enlightenment. And so I'm not sure if you're hermiting right now. I think that you are dealing with a counterpart, or you think you're dealing with a counterpart. Anyway, Virgo energy. So I feel like this is a connection that's meant to help you find your soul path. And I feel like your soul path is to be an inspiration to others in, you know, I'm not sure what you've been through in your life, but a lot of people who are on the counterpart journey have not had, actually people who are on the spiritual healing journey that are meant to spread light and awaken others usually have a really rough upbringing or a rough life. Anyway, it's really interesting because I've seen it. The more people awaken, and the more people that awaken and reach that vibration of light, and other people witness it and see it, the more they believe, the more they awaken. And it really is, you know, for some reason I'm thinking of the movie, oh my gosh, what is it? It's a movie about an infection, which was funny to watch during COVID. I think Kate Winslet is in it. Kate Winslet. What is that called? Does it start with a C, or am I just imagining that because of COVID? Anyway, the way that viruses spread, it's like one person gets it and then they come in contact with 3 people, and then those 3, why can't I remember the name of this movie? And then those 3 people get it, and then they each see 3 people. And if you think about that in terms of spirituality, it's the same thing. You know, your light spreads, and the more you awaken, the more light you radiate, the more energy you radiate. I had a point. For some reason, I can't stop thinking about that movie. Interesting. Anyway, I've been hearing it from other tarot readers. Like when I click on to watch readings for me, I'm hearing other tarot readers say that there's a huge shift in the collective right now. So many people are choosing to heal and to love themselves and to do the work. And it's beautiful. And I feel like you are someone who's meant to continue that on. And I do feel like you've come into contact with someone who you feel is your counterpart or is your counterpart and you don't realize it. That's meant to, it's a lover's connection that's meant to help you reflect and find your soul path and find your highest self on your own. That's the thing. With counterparts, they come together and then it's like really intense, like 8 of Wands energy, really intense forward movement. Divine Feminine, the moon, Divine Feminine, shining your light. Anyway, it's weird in my brain. What was I saying? It's like a connection where you come together and it's very intense. And then there's a tower moment and you're both walking your own paths. And most of the growth happens in separation. Most of the growth happens in hermit energy on your own. I keep seeing 555. Interesting. Anyway, Virgo energy. And then we have the Lovers. And I was only going to get you 1 card. And these 2 cards came out together and I said, I cannot ignore that. These are the last 2 cards I got, actually. So if you see the other cards, you'll realize why I couldn't not take both of these. 69, very symbolic. Lovers energy, Gemini. And you can see the Emperor and the Empress on that card. Are those cherry blossoms? And we see, you know, this mountain represents the obstacles that this lover's connection is supposed to go through. It's not an easy connection. I think it's also interesting how we see them kind of walking away from all this. It looks like wands to me, like a bunch of wands. Like, why can't I think of it? Is it, I don't want to embarrass myself. I don't think that's the right word, Spirit. I think that has something to do with breastfeeding. But it's like traveling through a maze that has thorns and spikes, and you see them coming out of the thorns and spikes. Now it's blooming. There's abundance. There's growth. Anyway, 6-9, very symbolic of counterparts, a lover's connection that's meant to kind of guide you onto your true soul path. And if you look at this, you know, I like to imagine those are other light workers on their path. I'll meet you there. We'll have a coffee. You can have a cocktail, but I'll have a coffee. So I have no idea where I want to put these yet because I got these very last minute. So we're going to go on to these cards and I'll explain them as we go. I have the books. So the first card we have is Great Awakening, and it's 11. And 1111 is a very counterpart number. And I do feel like this connection was meant to break you open and break you down, and so that you could be reborn as the Phoenix. While I was doing your cards, I was having such bad flashes of heat, which is symbolic of Phoenix energy. So you could be breaking cycles, you could be being reborn into a Phoenix. Great Awakening It is time to cut through the veil. Speak your truth to the collective and you shall be seen. And I used this deck last night and I was blown away by the cards that came out for me. Very accurate. You know, I even showed them to my partner and he was like, oh my gosh. And he's like, that's weird. No, it's not. It's fucking magical. Anyway. So it's time to cut through the veil. So it's really time. You could be someone who's struggling to believe in this counterpart connection. You could be somebody who's struggling to believe in this journey. There's a pheasant outside squawking. Look up what a pheasant means. Right now, do it. So it seems to me like it's time to cut through the veil. Like, you know, stop listening to that ego, see things. You can see through the veil. You can see through lower vibrational energy. It's time to possibly surrender to this journey, you know? The more you surrender, the more you awaken. And this card is saying that you know, once you have this breakthrough moment, you probably have already had it, that you have a voice within you that wants to be heard. You have a soul tribe waiting for your voice to guide them. You have a collective that you were supposed to be guiding. Just like someone told me that once and I was like, yeah, right. I'm not into social media. Like, I don't do social media. I don't do public speaking. I'm a loser. I have no friends. And I surrendered to the journey and look at me now. You're here listening to me. So you have that within you. You have a group of people who are not yet awakened, who are waiting for you to speak your truth. And you're going to be the one that they listen to. You know, you're going to help awaken people. That's what happens. Right away, I got High Priestess energy, I think because 11 equals 2. Anyway, you could also be 11, Justice. You could be breaking karmic patterns, like I was saying. And, you know, this is saying speak your authentic truth. And you're 11:11 on the timer. And your people, your flock, your tribe will find you. And it will also help your counterpart awaken. So before we continue, I've already began like 12 minutes ago. It is time to cut through the veil. Speak your truth to the collective and you shall be seen. Be seen for who you truly are. Be seen for what you stand for. Show the collective that it is safe for them to do so as well. Just like I'm standing here telling you it is safe to do this, you, my friend, have a calling where you're supposed to stand, not right where I am because this is my house, but yours, like I'm standing up right now, but you are supposed to stand up for what you believe in and give others hope to do the same. You're meant to trigger people into awakening. Anyway, if you want to see the imagery, it's like an arrow, you know? Beautiful. So this one threw me for a little bit of a loop when it came out, but it makes sense when, this is what I mean. This card came out and then those two, and I was like, okay, I know what's going on here. So we have I love you. And clearly this is about love. We see destiny as a divine union. Okay. Destiny is at play. You have been brought together in union for growth, deep healing, lessons, expansion, and love. Counterpart connection. 32 equals 5, Hierophant energy. A spiritual connection meant to teach you spiritual lessons and cause spiritual growth. A connection that's meant to teach you in separation to love yourself. The fact that it's Empress energy and High Priestess energy is a very clear indication that once you embody divine feminine energy and possibly become a High Priestess and cut through that veil, cut through that veil too, remember, Great Awakening, I think I'm looking at a person who, once you become that high priestess, you become a hierophant, a spiritual leader for others. That's when you and your person come into union. Very interesting. So let's look at this card. 32. Illuminate the pathways. Divine love is divine union with oneness, oneself. And that's what they say, that you can't come into union with your counterpart until you are in union with yourself and your highest path and your highest self. Illuminate the pathways. Divine love is divine union with oneness, oneself. Dancing and gliding along the rocks, each step brings me closer to the truth, to the knowledge waiting my arrival. When they see you, they smile. They see the light, the golden divine light bursting into the violet flame. And another card came out for you, the violet flame, but I took this one. So maybe look up violet flame. But I'm seeing, you know, imagine... I really do feel like I'm looking at a high priestess, divine feminine, who's meant to help others on the journey. And I know it from awakening years ago that in the last few years, with the help of counterpart readers, spiritual advisors, things like that, there's been a huge shift in counterparts coming into union. There's been a huge shift of more counterparts waking up. And it is kind of like, to me, I feel like it's part of your path to teach others about that, to teach others about awakening. Maybe if you're not resonating with counterparts, fine, but I'm looking at a counterpart connection right here. Probably not in union, because I feel like you have to become in union with yourself first. So next we'll get, this is from that Ninja Tarot. Do you see how I struggle? The Ninja Tarot person. It's from this deck. And we have Throne, your potential is endless. And we have 45. And listen, in this deck, like I said, it's very feminine, like it's very like she, princess, queen, mermaid. Or is that a witch? I think it's, is it a queen and a witch? What is this? Princess, witch. Oh, are you witchy poo? And mermaid. So princess, witch, mermaid. And this is what I mean. Remember I said like our guides are having a meeting up there, having a cocktail or a coffee? This is showing me that you have, it's part of your destiny to be a light worker, to join, you know, the council of, I almost said badasses, the council of high priestesses and hierophants. And, you know, there's lots of different kinds of light workers. And we see these three very powerful spiritual beings sitting there in their power. And we see the veil pulled away. These people see through the veil. And Spirit's saying that you have endless potential when it comes to spreading your light. 45 equals 9. Your soul path, your highest self, abundance, hermit energy. And 4 is emperor energy, 5 is hierophant energy. And I'm seeing someone, emperor energy, starting an empire where they help to guide others with other light workers. 5, hierophant, spiritual advisor, helping others see the light, helping others with spiritual growth. I'm like tripping over my words. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Oh no, the moon moved. I just like that way too much. That's too cool. It's too cool for school. All right, so I think what's going to happen is this. No, I'm going to put you over here. Nobody puts baby in a corner. I do. I don't know why I just heard that. I don't. Oh my gosh, 11. I forgot about this. Very interesting. I forgot about this card. Did you hear that? That was a pheasant. Anyway, this is, you know, duality, 11, counterpart energy. We see the sun, we see the moon. And, you know, when you come into union with yourself, it's when you balance those energies within you. We all have divine feminine, divine masculine energies within us. And duality also reminds me of like black and white, yin and yang, temperance. Anyway, and we see this snake very symbolic of transformation and rebirth. So let's read this card. This one's a longer card. 11. Nope, this is the wrong book. I'm like, paint the sun back into your sky. That doesn't sound right. Okay. 38 equals 11. Oh my gosh, that's magic. It equals 11, 11, 11. Your soul no longer knows who you are or what you want to do. Sometimes you may make a decision in the morning, then focus on another in the evening. Letting your mind take over, you can no longer hear me or only hear me faintly, yet I send you many signs, especially inviting you to inner calm. So this is like a message from your spirit guides, from the universe, whatever it is that you want to believe in. The time has come to take a break. You need to rest and understand your ideas and thoughts. The duality you feel keeps you from inner calm, preventing you from having faith in yourself. So I feel like you're someone who questions this journey, who goes back and forth believing it. Am I delusional? Am I crazy? You know, part of the journey and surrendering is believing in it and believing in yourself and changing your narrative to, it is true. I'm not delusional. I believe in this. Anyway. The duality is not a coincidence. It is your relationship with me and your own mind. So it's the relationship between your higher power, your highest self, and your ego that keeps you from believing that you can see through that veil. Meditate. Also, when I'm saying that you could be a light worker, your nasty little ego monster could be telling you that you're not good enough to do that, or you could never do that. You could never remember all this. You know, look at me, dyslexic, learning disabilities. I've never considered myself smart, but I'm smart when it comes to frickin' tarot. I don't know how, but I did it, and you can too. So get rid of that negative mindset. Meditate, breathe, rest. Taking these moments will be important to help you hear me, to help you trust in the choices you will make. The choices you make in the next 6 months will be important, and only you can make them, so trust in us. And listen to me. 1 year ago today, sometime around 2222 on the timer, is when I started my YouTube channel, like a year ago. And I never imagined I would be where I am right now. When I started my YouTube channel a year ago, I thought, hopefully I'll get like 300 views per video. That was my goal. And I really do feel like I'm a salesperson for the universe right now. Like I'm pitching, like I'm like, join us. I'm not a good salesperson, Spirit. Stop it. You may have difficulty understanding your outer situation. There are many unexpected events, and somehow you are always hesitant. You wait for an external sign to make decisions for you because you aren't confident in yourself and don't take the first steps. The first step. This creates inner and outer duality. Understand that outer duality is a reflection of your inner duality. We are sending you signs through your emotions and feelings so that you may understand that everything comes from you. Don't look outwards, look inwards. You are able to assert yourself, connect to your sacral chakra, to trust in your feelings and emotions. the entity, whatever. Someone explained to me what that means. It says the entity, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the timer. You're on the right path. My life was made of duality, and I always hesitated between two situations, two relationships, and two paths. I didn't dare make my own choices, and I didn't really trust in my emotions. This sometimes created considerable duality within myself and also with others. I couldn't channel my emotions, so I was caught in a kind of struggle. This struggle may have been reflected in my outer life. It may have created something like inner fire. Today, I am free from this duality. I am in an energy of serenity. I now understand that it's through connecting to my emotions that I'm my own guide, and we make our own choices. Others can't make them for us. So understand this dimension of duality. Show forgiveness and open yourself up to the beautiful person you are. Dang straight. You are beautiful, my friend. I think everyone's beautiful, and I think everyone deserves to love themselves. And I used to hate myself. So take it from someone who believes in the change. It is possible. If you just believe. All right, so I think what I'll do is I'm going to read you out of this Wildland Tarot, I will read you the card. Just in case there's a message you need to hear. I already explained them, but the Lovers, location Japan, 18, divine feminine energy. It's on page 18. Love, harmony, relationships, values, alignment, choices, conscious connections, and meaningful relationships. You have a soul-honoring relationship with a loved one. This card can represent a romantic relationship, but can also be platonic with friends and family. Open communication and honesty are key to see each other in their most vulnerable states. You have established your own belief system, and now you know what you require to be living in your true authenticity. You can release the rest. The Lover's card can also represent that you're facing a moral dilemma, and it would be wise to consider all consequences. Choose love for yourself, others, and the universe. So choose love, not your ego monster. Yeah, we're just going to put that there. And then we have the Hermit. So we have Gemini, Virgo energy. Soul searching, introspection, inner guidance. Iceland and Japan. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Iceland. 21, world energy. Take a trip. We should take a trip to Iceland together. Oh, I sound creepy. The Hermit wants you to take some time for yourself, for you to look within to find answers that you seek. It's time to retreat inward and begin to tune into your own guiding light for answers. The Hermit card tends to appear when you're considering a new direction in life, or you feel as if you have many unanswered questions. It would be best for you to sit in solitude to find your light. Begin to create your own path and turn away from what societal pressures are placing upon you. All right, so now we're going to get tarot. There's that frickin' pheasant again. That pheasant is loud. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with that glowing moon. I'm obsessed. All right, so for tarot, I'm going to sit down now. So for tarot, I'm going to be asking what you need to hear, and I'm actually going to read from the guidebook because this deck is a little different and it's got really nice messages in it, and I just want to see how that resonates with the rest of the reading. So let's have a look. What does pile 1 need to hear, Spirit? We have the Student of Vessels, and that is the Page of Cups, and that's about believing in the impossible, believing in your dreams, perhaps tapping into what your inner child dreamt about being when they were little. You know, I dreamt about helping others. I always used to say, like, I want to help others. I want to be a light for others. I told my soul tribe once, I wrote a whole manifestation letter about all of this before I ever thought I would do this, and it all came true. Very creepy, like Mary Poppins creepy. Not creepy, magical. We have the Crown of Flowers, the King of Pentacles. And that's very symbolic of, you know, possibly you building your own business out of being about what this dream is. This dream you have has the potential to bring you long-term success and stability. Ten of Pentacles, long-term success and stability. Bang. Anyway. Again, I was told that, and I was like, yeah, right. Whatever. I'm just going to keep taking photos. And seriously, this time last year, well, it was actually like this time a year and 2 months ago, the universe made me hit rock bottom when it came to my day job because I kept denying this. I kept telling myself I couldn't do it. I wasn't enough. So the universe was like, well, we're going to take away everything then so that you have no choice. And seriously, like, I'm not even kidding. I got a letter about possibly being sent to collections over a bill, like a plumbing bill, because it was like, anyway, I hit rock bottom. Like I didn't know what else to do. And that, I should have done it sooner. And that's what most people say when they start this journey and they start spreading their light. They say, why the heck did I wait so long? Because you have to get through your ego. You have to get through it. We have courage having, yes. Sorry. This card talked about a connection where, you know, you kind of see the most vulnerable sides of each other and the harshest sides of each other, counterpart connection. I don't think there's there is a booby there, but I don't think it's, I mean, it's on a lion, so hopefully YouTube doesn't, anyway. We do see these two people kind of merging together, growing together. Remember the two people coming out of this, coming out of like the cherry blossom things, coming out of the, I want to say thicket. Is it a thicket? Someone help me. I have it mixed up with a word in my head about breastfeeding. So please, someone help me. Is it a thicket? And now I'm hearing into the thick of it, into the thick of it. Anyway, this is what I mean by soul tribe reading. So we do see two infinity symbols there, you know, an unbreakable bond. And we see these two people growing and merging together. Fire energy right here, transformation, phoenix energy. Beautiful. Being guided by spirit guides, by the wisps, signs and synchronicities from the universe. Anyway, it takes courage to choose this path. And when I think of Leo, you know, courage, it's about having the courage and confidence within yourself to face that ego and put yourself out there. We have the Magician, yes! Anyway, you have unlimited potential. Magician energy, your potential is endless. You are magic. So let's see what you need to hear today, my friend. Nothing like a soul tribe reading. What do you need to hear today? We have the Seven of Spirals, perseverance. We also have the Nine of Swords. So try not to let your anxiety take over here, my friend. Seven of Spirals, Seven of Wands. Seven yellow tornadoes tear through a field, picking up a small red house. The sky is full of clouds and debris. The seven spirals demands that we cultivate a strong belief in ourselves. Heck yeah! Heck yeah. We can easily get caught up in the swirling, anxious noise of success. And look at what's on the bottom. You know, anxiety rolling around in your head like a big frickin' bowling ball. I see a bowling ball. It's the moon, but I always see a bowling ball. And it's like, that's what it feels like, rolling around in your head, that ball of anxiety. This is actually supposed to be the moon. So I think it's interesting that we have the moon there and we have these scars being healed, divine feminine energy. Professional gossip threatens to undermine our own creative drive. The bigger we get, the harder it is to maintain our integrity. With many centers and many homes, our task is to breathe deeply into our roots. It is a felt sense of our own power and potential that undergirds our creativity. There may be pushback, resistance, or jealous energy. Heck yeah. People suck, you know? People in the comment section really do suck. I'm sorry. Not the nice ones, but like some of the comments I get have really gotten into my energy. And I know that some of you can tell because I've gotten messages like, hey, your energy seems off. And it's because of the non-believers. And when that energy is there, I can feel it. And that's what's going to happen. When you shine your light, you're going to attract people in low vibrations who want to dim that light. They're not doing it on purpose. It's the energy they're in. You know, there's an expression, energy vampires, and that's an actual, like, I don't want to say energy vampires, but it is, the idea of it is a thing. They're lower vibrational people. I almost said who scour the earth, but who look for people in a higher vibration to suck the energy out of. I'm not even kidding. They're not doing it on purpose. It's subconscious. They're attracted to the light, and then they kind of fill up on the light like the mother from Tangled. And then they're mean to you and tell you, you know, whatever the mother in Tangled did to Rapunzel. But that is a test. Those lower vibrational energies are a test. Amidst the tornadoes of change and disruption, let there be a quiet homecoming. Start here. What does it feel like to center in your body? Let every effort emerge and return to this core. Do you hear that frickin' pheasant? Seven of Wands is also about perseverance. It's about standing up for what you believe in. You often see somebody with like one wand and everybody else's wands are coming at them. And it's about defending what you believe in, standing up for what you believe in, speaking your authentic truth, sharing your voice, no matter what people think, you know? Let's get another one. What do you need to hear, my friend? What do you need to hear? We have the Ace of Blades and the Ten of Cups. And you know, once you have enlightenment, or until you have enlightenment and you truly love yourself, it's really hard to feel emotional fulfillment within a connection. And that's, I believe, why a lot of connections don't work out, is because we are looking to have our cup filled by someone else. And it's okay if you're healed and you can give and receive energy. But some people spend their whole lives looking for validation in others. And until we have that clarity and we truly love and accept ourselves, it's hard to feel emotional fulfillment within a connection. Anyway. What's on the bottom? We have the Fool. So let me just make sure this is straight. It is. I just want to move you over a little. So the Ace of Swords. I'm just going to read you these cards. This is the reading. A geometric blade points upwards. The blade is surrounded by small black triangles which radiate energy outward. The suit of blades is about transforming the sting of awareness into wisdom. The card's blue sky and clouds remind us that we are working with the element of air. Here we encounter the elation of releasing illusions and their false comforts. Sometimes we release the delusion, at other times it releases us. Either way, the Ace of Blades summons what has been repressed and speaks what has been silenced. This process can be overwhelmingly painful, yet the ace finds comfort in sharpening their perception. The Nigbandi, the African throwing blade depicted in this card, I didn't pronounce that right, I know it. From Gu, the demigod. It is a weapon of wisdom that can cut through power dynamics, jealousy, and the frantic energy crowding into a room. And it can cut through that veil. This throwing blade reminds us that we can trust the edges of our insight. Discernment is our closest friend. Daily, we are tasked with unlearning the lies of scarcity, competition, extraction, and individualism. The Ace of Blades helps us move through our immediate emotional reactions, giving us insight and perspective to increase our awareness. We cannot hide ourselves from ourselves forever. Oh my gosh, I just said forever. Maybe somebody's name is Heather. Hi, Heather. Neither can we hide ourselves from spirit. Where do you need to speak the truth? See to it. Sharing your voice, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And you know what? I also feel like once you share your voice, or by sharing your voice, it does bring you emotional fulfillment. I feel like 10 of Cups energy about what I do now. You know, I have emotional fulfillment when it comes to helping others and sharing the light. One of us. Just kidding. 10 pink teacups dance in a circle around a rainbow. In the valley below, a pink peony blooms. Streams of abundance are no longer imagined but felt. There will be enough. The vessel's suit, which excavates our emotional patterns, is often associated with the element of water. Movement, containers, flow. The 10 of Vessels harnesses abundance. The rainbow, symbol of divine promise, carries solvent protection. It is literally light refracting and reflecting through water. You have everything you need. Notice your joy increase, and with it, your capacity. Celebrate every moment of completion, big or small. Projects, songs, sculptures, protests. How does our discipline transform when we're tapped into our divine enoughness? And listen, I think that's what I was getting at, is after awakening, and after I'm still awakening, I'm still healing, that's a never-ending journey. But I do have a sense of I'm enough. You know, I'm enough. I'm enough for myself. I'm enough for my kids. I'm enough for you guys. I have enough. Everything I need is within me. And when you're in that energy, that's what attracts good things, you know? I believe it. I truly believe it. Anyway, beautiful energy. And we'll get one more card. I think that this card is saying that, you know, if you speak your truth and you take that leap into the unknown, onto your soul path, that you will find emotional fulfillment. In the corner, Hermit. Let's get one more card, Spirit. Just one, please. I don't have room for any more. We have the chrysalis. That is amazing. That's justice. And remember, you have so many 11s in your reading. It's insane. Look at that. My beautiful butterflies. The chrysalis. Page 30, Empress energy. White lines drawn on black paper, an egg-shaped sack dangles from a tree branch. Beneath the sack, a large butterfly opens its blue and purple wings. Which came first? First, the creature or its transformation? The chrysalis contains the process of transformation. Like any good container, the chrysalis knows the precise moment to dissolve, yet it also marks a point of no return. The molten creature can no longer go back to its previous shape. Drawing its power down from the artist and hermit, the chrysalis, the artist and the hermit is the magician, the magician and the hermit. Interesting. Where was I? The chrysalis is intuition blossoming into growth, unexpected, upside down. From the outside, it may appear that you've gone belly up. Trust the generative status. You will know when the time comes to emerge. Beautiful. And what was I talking about? Burning karma, transforming, growing into your highest self, emerging as that butterfly. And that's messy, you know, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom. Beautiful. So that is your reading. I'm actually going to leave it there. I think that was plenty. I'm sending you lots of love and light, pile 1, and I will talk to you soon, my magical people. Bye. Hello, pile 2, and welcome to your reading. If you chose pile 2 and this amethyst heart, this is going to be your reading. This is going to be, when I say soul tribe reading, I mean it's whatever spirit wants you to know. It's not structured. It's like whatever comes out, random messages, random advice. So in pile 1, I realized that when I put this little crystal here, it glows, and I love it. So there you are in the spotlight, my friend. So I have some oracle cards we're going to get to here, and then I'm going to get a few tarot cards to give you more information, and then that'll be it. I'm sending you guys lots of love and light, pile 2. So let's have a look at what's happening. What do you need to hear? So these cards, we'll get these cards first. And we have the Tower 16. And I'm hearing healing chaos. So you could have just been through, you know, a breakup, an ending, a Tower moment. Maybe you lost your job, lost your house, ended a connection, a friendship. Some kind of structure is falling away here. Maybe it was unexpected. We see the lightning. And we have we see the lightning there too. And then we have rain. So, you know, the dust does settle. And after the Tower moment comes healing. Star energy literally comes after the Tower, healing. And renewed hope. So, I need to sneeze. 143 on the timer, I love you. As I'm sneezing, I love you. So the thing about this Tower is it seems like some of the structure is still standing. So I'm not sure if this is something in your life. Maybe it's a thought process, a belief. My dogs are going to bark. There's a truck in the driveway. So we have the Tower. I think the Tower is going to be down here. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. So Spirit's telling you that what's happening now is happening in divine timing, in divine order. It's, to me, if something in your life was stuck and stagnant, that's when the Tower moment happens. The Tower comes when you're in like Two of Swords energy. And when you're in Two of Swords energy, the wheel stops spinning. Energy becomes stagnant. And sometimes the universe throws in a Tower moment to stop that wheel for a time or to cause it to shift in a new direction. It could be that you're going through karmic lessons with this energy just because we have the Tower and the Wheel of Fortune. So you could be someone who's experiencing different Tower moments in your life. Like I said, maybe your car breaking down, job loss, loss of friendships, your appliances breaking. You know, maybe you're in the energy of, why is the universe against me? Like I'm not saying that you're saying that, but it's that type of energy when someone is like, is the universe trying to tell me something or something? Or why does everybody else have all the luck? Why do I always have the bad luck? That right there, huge flag from the universe that you're on the wrong path. So it's almost like the universe being like air traffic controllers, like, you're going the wrong way. We're going to cut that down. Go proceed this way. Anyway, whatever this tower moment is, it's happening in divine timing for your highest good. And it's a turning point in your life. Sorry about the dogs. So I think those are going to go there, but I'm not making any promises. All right, so now we're going to get into these cards. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to put that one on the bottom. We're going to start with this one, which also has the pretty holographic stuff on it. We have Truth Seeker. Strengthen your intuitive senses and lift the veil from your mind's eye for a clearer connection to source. So it feels to me like the universe is trying to get in touch with you. The universe is trying to say, hey, I've got a message. Don't go that way. Proceed this way. You know, the air traffic control people. Very interesting. It could be about, it's interesting because it's 42. So it could have to do with a relationship. 6, lover's energy, doesn't have to be love. And the 4, emperor energy, something about your stability. Again, I feel like the universe perhaps is taking away some stability to wake you up, to get a message through to you, to wake you up to your intuition. Very interesting. Let's read that. "42. Is this the last card? It's almost the last card. Wow. It's on page 55. Interesting. Strengthen your intuitive senses and lift the veil from your mind's eye for a clearer connection to source. Remove programs placed upon you that are not yours. Unblock and activate your mind's eye. So it seems like the universe is trying to wake you up to your intuition and to listen to your intuition about whatever's happening. The card we see here, we see the eye. Beautiful. So Spirit wants you to wake up. 55, Hierophant energy. So whatever's happening now is happening for spiritual growth, even though it feels sucky, you know. Very interesting. I went through this where everything in my house started to break. All of my appliances, car broke down, then all the piping, the water piping in my house went. It was just insane. It was just endless. And it was right around the time where I was supposed to be, like, my intuition was trying to communicate with me. My higher self was trying to communicate with me, and I was not listening. You could be seeing, if you see like huge amounts of crows around you cawing at you, very clear sign the universe is trying to send you a message. Oh, be quiet, dog. We have Rose Child. This is the return to power to all wombs. This is the return of the divine feminine ray. So this card, it does feel to me like you're going through some type of rebirth. I hate to bring this up, but I just want to send, there's something about this image with the tears and the ultrasound picture. If you've experienced loss of life when it comes to a baby or stillborn or anything like that, I am sending you my love. I don't normally pick up things like that in readings, but for some reason I saw it here. You know, we see this ultrasound picture and we see this person crying. Now I'm not saying, I'm not here to say that stillborns happen for a reason. Like, I used to hear all kinds of stuff when I was struggling with having kids. I'm not here to say that. I'm simply here to send you my love and light, if that's how you're feeling. I also feel that for some of you, maybe It could have to do with inner child because we have rose child. Anyway, this talks about returning to yourself. It talks about coming out of distorted energy. And if you're in the energy where tower moments were happening, again, you were probably in distorted energy where the universe was trying to get you to listen. Anyway, let's read this card. To me, it feels like there was an ending and now you're returning to yourself. You're returning to your own healing, your own cup. You are free to birth your image in the likeness of Source and Higher Self. This is the return of the divine feminine ray after it has been abused, distorted, and mistreated by the patriarchy. No longer will you be dishonored of your status. No longer will you be dishonored for your teachings. Whoops, I'm holding that way out of the frame. No longer will you be made into something you are not or told to be. All priestesses and goddesses will rise and have risen again full of love, despite the treatments that were bestowed upon us in the past. And this one talks about the feminine ray after it has been abused, distorted, and mistreated. And we have the Tower. So you could have been in a connection or a situation where you were being taken advantage of, you were being abused, you were being manipulated, you were being, you could have been like sucked down by someone's low vibrational energy. And that's why that Tower moment happened. You could resonate with, breaking up from someone who had those tendencies. The Tower can represent, an unstable, toxic relationship. And I think it's interesting how these raindrops are here and we have this person crying. I'm hearing like cleansing yourself. Anyway, and now you're returning to yourself. So you could have been someone who was raised by, a controlling parent, or you could have been in a controlling marriage or a toxic relationship or friendship or workplace, And I always say about the Tower, the universe gives us signs to get out of the Tower. They give us little flags that say you're going the wrong way. You can either climb down from that tower safely or they throw you out of it. And I'm a Taurus, so I insist on being thrown out of the Tower. All right, so for this card, we have Villain. You can always rewrite the story. Very interesting. And this cup, this reminds me of a cup because it's a shell. And in a lot of tarot decks, if it's a shell, it means water. And there's something here about the past, You could have been dealing with someone who, did hurt you. And maybe, I know growing up, I really stepped into like victim / villain. Like I was the victim, my parents were the villains. And I lived my whole life like that, like thinking, oh, well, I just had a rough upbringing. That's why I'm so messed up. I just had, a parent who was always negative and told me bad things about myself. So that's just how I am. And to me, this card, it's about rewriting your own story and removing the villain, Maybe you feel like a villain in your own story. Maybe someone else is the villain. And Spirit's saying to rewrite that story to free yourself, to smash that shell. Anyway, I'm going to read the actual book. Whoops. So this must be a mermaid card because she's near the water. A hard truth to swallow. Sometimes our villain wins. However, that doesn't mean you should give up or lose all hope. It just means that it's time to rewrite the story and keep going. It can be incredibly freeing and empowering to reclaim yourself after a personal tragedy. Beautiful. So it does feel like there's been some type of tragedy, some type of tower moment, some type of relationship that maybe scarred you, you know? How do I want to do this? Oh no. I need your heart to stay in the glow. I love that. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. No, I'm going to put you here because you're a taller card. Yes, I talk to everything. And now we have freedom. And this is so interesting. I never even realized this when I was shuffling. But I said, tower moment, what comes after the tower? Healing, the star. And here we have the star, freedom. And this card talks about freeing yourself from a past tragedy. And this one also talks about freeing yourself from being mistreated in the past. Oh my gosh, beautiful. Freedom. So we do have some 11-11s happening, guys. We have 38 here, which is 11. We have, this is on page 56, 11. So we have freedom. The time has come to free yourself, to let go of your last forms of resistance. You have worked on many memories and blocking energies. This required a lot of effort and reconsideration, but you did it. Today, you are facing the last forms of resistance, the most deeply rooted forms, those that can frighten you and feel insurmountable. Know that they are not insurmountable. You can free yourself from these bonds because you understand what they have to teach you. You can now let go of these energies you no longer need. So, you know, perhaps learning some lessons about some of these tower moments, looking for the lesson in it. Once you find the lesson and you can be grateful for what you learned from that situation, you can release it. It could be that, you know, you need to free yourself by forgiving someone, and that doesn't mean that what they did was okay. It doesn't mean that you have to see them. It just means that you're no longer holding that resentment and you're releasing it, because that's only going to weigh you down. Take time to breathe, to mindfully activate this liberation. If you feel like you can't do it alone, you can always ask for help. But you are capable, and this release will let you open a vast and beautiful new chapter in your life. Congratulations. You may be having difficulty communicating with us right now. Your spirit guides, they're trying to get through to you. Yes, maybe you can't hear them. You may be having difficulty communicating with us right now because we're not necessarily on the same wavelength. You're not communicating with us directly. You're trying to communicate with us through other people, or your mind is interfering with our connection, causing you to doubt our presence. So listen, if you're someone who only watches tarot, buy yourself a tarot deck, okay? Buy yourself a tarot deck and start connecting with your guides yourself. Doesn't mean you have to stop watching tarot. I watch tarot and continue to learn about tarot, you know? But it is about trying to connect with your guides yourself, not just through watching these readings. You can do that by, hang on. So one way you can do it is to get a deck. I bought the Light Seers Tarot, and then I used that deck throughout my whole spiritual journey. And that's how I connected with my guides. That's how I got advice from the universe. You know, I could only watch so many readings online, and then I was feeling called to look at my own cards. So definitely, if you don't look at your own cards, get yourself a deck. If you think you can't read tarot, believe in yourself. If you think you can't, you won't be able to. You have to believe that you can, and you will. The other way that you can try and connect with your spirit guides, no, I'm not crazy. is to get a pendulum or to use a necklace with a charm on it. And when I was first awakening, somebody told me this and I was like, yeah, right, okay. But I actually made some like really important life decisions based on communicating with my pendulum. Please don't lock me up. So what you do, and this is how I teach people, is if you don't have like, sometimes you can get a piece of paper or you can get something like this to talk to your guides where you use the pendulum and ask it questions. But if you don't have that and you just have a necklace, what you do is you center it in your hand. Hopefully you can see this. I'll hold it down here. And every time you talk to your guides, you say, just wait for it to center. Show me a yes. So a yes is back and forth. Show me a no. And then you ask it questions. Am I on the right path? Yes. Does pile 2 have the strength to overcome these challenges? Yes. Anyway, that's how you can connect with your guides. It's a beautiful way to connect with your guides. Don't lock me up. Okay, so where was I? I was in the middle of reading. I got distracted. And you know, if you doubt their presence, it makes it harder to hear them. We are here right by your side. Become aware of how you try and communicate with us. We have many messages to share with you. You already know these things, but you need confirmation. We understand that. Change how you communicate. If you're trying to talk to us through oracles, try meditating. If you're trying to talk to us through another person, try doing it on your own. Pay attention to your feelings. They will guide you towards the best way of communicating with us. We are here. We are waiting for you. Beautiful. So your guides definitely want to take your hand and guide you through this uncertainty. And you know, when I hit my first big tower, my first big spiritual awakening, all I had were my guides and I didn't even believe in it. I would say, like, I remember crying on my bathroom floor, if anyone can hear me, I need help. Like, I need a sign. I don't know what to do. I was in this pivotal moment where I had to choose a path. I had no idea what to do. My brain was telling me one thing, my intuition was telling me another. And it can really bring you comfort in times of being alone. So, you know, try and connect with your guides. I am the entity. I don't know. It just says the entity. I'm not sure what that means, but I'm going to read it. I am in the process of freeing myself, of creating new inner energy. I am in an energy of positive evolution, but for that I need you. If you agree to help me, of course. I need your positive thoughts. I need you to think of me with a smile. I need your inner light. When I'm in your thoughts, think of gentle, happy memories. You can also light a candle in my honor. These actions help me continue my light-filled path. For now, I can't help you or communicate with you how you would like. Instead, I'm the one who needs you. When I am completely in new energy, I'll be able to support you. I'll be able to share the information you need to be in an energy of serenity and inner calm. If you don't feel able to help me, don't worry. I understand. I feel like this is your highest self. I feel no anger or resentment. I am in a state of peace, forgiveness, and reconnection to my soul. This process can be destabilizing, but it brings comfort and compassion. Beautiful. So we'll move this one out a little. So that is the message. And now we're just going to get 4 tarot cards from, stop it. Oh my gosh. Stop. There we go. Now I'm going to get 4 tarot cards and we're going to read from the book because they're very different cards. It's from Liberation Tarot, and the messages really rang true with pile 1, so hopefully you find the same. So let's have a look. Look at this. Oh my gosh. On the bottom, we have the 3 of Blades. So freeing yourself from resentment, freeing yourself from heartbreak, healing wounds. Interesting. I'm going to read it. I got to read it because it's right here in front of me, staring at me. 3 of Blades. It's on page 88, and we have Judgment, releasing yourself, freedom, spiritual awakening, perhaps releasing a person. 3 double-edged daggers pierce a star-filled diamond. These daggers are throwing knives. They are black and emit a yellow glow. Clouds fill the background along with a blue-colored sky. Despite their razor-sharp clarity, the blades represent woundedness. After the rejected grief of the 2 of Blades, the 3 announces sorrow. Perhaps you are in the midst of disappointment, loss, or heartbreak. Perhaps betrayal and its devastation loom nearby. The 3 of Blades demands emotional release. Alongside the pain, the 3 of Blades often initiates a healing process. For a wound to close, the knife must be removed and the cut must be cleansed. How do you release grief from your flesh? Are you allowing the fullness of feeling to traverse mind, body, and spirit? Throwing knives takes practice and precision. Pull out the blades, investigate the wounds the sword have left. Trust the grief will recycle into wisdom. Learning the lessons in these heartbreaks, you know? And I was talking about maybe forgiving yourself or forgiving someone that you have resentment towards, because that just keeps that wound open. It's about taking the sword out yourself and healing it. It heals your heart. You know, when someone, like in my comment section, when someone is very negative to someone, how someone behaved from them in the past, that is a sign that that wound is weighing you down and keeping you in that wounded state. And that's not good for you. It doesn't mean that what the other person did was okay, but you don't have to carry that with you. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm putting that there. I haven't even shuffled. So let's shuffle first. We have the Healer of Spirals. So that is the Queen of Wands. There's a lot of imagery about hands. So it could be that you were trying to hold on to someone, and there's this energy of opening your hands and kind of releasing. Look at all these hands. The Jewel song hands could be symbolic. That's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards with hands. The Queen of Wands, your connection to spirit. And I feel like some of these wounds are preventing you from connecting to your higher self, connecting to spirit, God, whatever it is that you believe in. We have the 5 of Spirals, blocking your ability to connect with your higher self. Inner conflict. Rejection is protection, okay? Anytime you don't, King of Cups, anytime, oh, okay. King of Cups specifically in reverse can talk about, you know, some of that energy this card was talking about being, and there's a villain who hurt you. King of Cups can be someone who, you know, can be like emotionally manipulative. So you could have been dealing with someone who was emotionally manipulative. Very interesting. Anyway, Queen of Wands, connection to spirit. The Queen of Wands is the queen that holds that wand and can communicate the best with spirit. So there's a lot of energy about learning how to communicate with your spirit guides. And believe me, I feel your pain. I used to watch Tarot and I'd hear her talk to her guides. And I'd wonder, like, who is she talking to? Like, what is she hearing in her head? What is happening? Like, how does she do that? And I didn't learn how to talk to my guides in any way but following my intuition and using cards and trusting my inner voice. We have the Caravan Chariot energy, forward movement, time to move on, time to move forward, time to free yourself. One more. 5 of Cups. Time to release yourself from that sadness, that grief, that lower vibrational energy. We have the Empress. How interesting. It's called the Doula. And we see a deck of cards here. And what was I saying about you possibly getting a deck of cards? Are those freaking lilacs? What the heck? No way. No way. Look at that. I swear, those are lilacs right there. And they're in the placement, just like in this thing. That is a sign from the universe. Sign. Look at the placement of the lilacs in this card and where I have them. That is crazy pants. I like being crazy pants. Okay. So we're going to read this one. It's on page 21, World Energy, and we have self-love, healing, release. Beautiful. At the center of the floral collage sits the crisp cross-section of an apple. Upon closer look, it becomes apparent that the apple core is the womb of a larger being, a brown body dressed in blossoms. In the bottom right corner of this card is a table. On that table, a figurine of a black woman stands next to a standard card deck. The figurine carries coffee beans on her head, yeah, coffee, and a broom in her hands, a beacon of black feminist struggle and joy. Please note that all of the patterns, objects, and plants in this composition were selected through the herbalism and ancestral practices of Cyree Jarrell Johnson. The doula is Empress of Abundance, conduit of pleasure, the arbiter, word fairy help of passion. Hi, word fairy. I'm getting better now. A collector of ancestral cures, medicines, and herbs, she offers herself as a trusted companion. She stands at the portals of birth and death. Death and rebirth. Right here we see a womb. Anyway, a baby, I mean. That's a baby. Holding their curtains open with worn and hardy fingers. Listen to this. It says holding curtains open, holding the veil open, lifting the veil. Anyway, with worn and hardy fingers. For the doula, transition is as spiritual as it is material. She is well acquainted with the waters of labor, bereavement, and ritual. Determined to facilitate more feeling and smooth out the friction, she is afraid of neither blood nor grief. The doula knows how to access her own satisfaction, easing the path for others along the way. This is the doula's gift, the child she births into being again and again. Open the gates to your own pleasure and loss. Feel all the way. So there is something here about, feeling your emotions, tapping into your emotions, really allowing yourself to feel the pain here so that you can cleanse yourself. Healing, crying is healing, I'm telling you. Again, I say it all the time. I hate when people say don't cry. Like, I'm watching a reality show right now, and whenever one of the girls cries, they say to each other, don't cry, stop crying. Why don't you stop? Why don't you stop not crying? Anyway, what do you need to hear, pile 2? What does pile 2 need to hear? We're going to get 4 cards for pile 2. 4 cards for pile 2. We have the Hermit. Okay, Virgo energy. It's on page 27, which equals 9. 9, 9. Evolution into your highest self. It's a very independent energy, self-growth, self-improvement, working on your own foundation, changing your story. A figure stands sturdy, holding a single glowing candle. Beneath the figure, 2 overlaid hands plant a seed. A field of candles illuminates the base of the card, creating an altar. Overhead, smoke and green light swirl. Liberation requires honest dialogue with ourselves, with others, with our dead. Is there an emotional or spiritual withdrawal you're avoiding? Take responsibility for the health of your oh my gosh. It's interiority, so interiority, see, I can't speak. You get the drift. You get the point, whatever it is, the gist, the drift, whatever. Your body is the intersection of past and future. This realization demands attention. Attend to your altars, your heartaches, to that which is sacred. The hermit asks us to consciously engage with our unconscious. Vision, understanding, and wisdom are always tethered to a source greater than ourselves. Different seasons call for different practices. Spirit will show you the way. So it does feel like there's recurring energy that you need to feel this in order to heal it. You could be someone who, you know, when you go through something hard, you like start working really hard, or you distract yourself by cleaning your house or, you know, working. And Spirit's saying to allow yourself to feel this. Feel the pain from this tower. Feel the pain that you were hurt by someone. Heal that wound, release it, release them, you know, release that energy. And I will say, whatever's meant for you will always come back to you. And the sooner that you believe that, the better. I'm like lecturing myself right now. I'm like, I can see my higher self being like, oh, really, Kelly? Oh, really? What's meant for you will not pass you by? Are you sure you believe that? My higher self could see through my doubt. You know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle to trust in something that you can't see or touch, you know? Anyway, let's see what else you need to hear. We have the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups. We have squirrels that look like they're interesting. Interesting. I don't know what to say about that. What am I supposed to take from that, Spirit? Why are they doing that, though? I'm going to read this card, but does anybody else not see what I see? I'm sorry. Maybe there was a third-party interference. I never get third-party with the 3 of Cups. But maybe there was third-party interference. Maybe this was a polyamorous situation. It's funny because the other day there were like 2 queens that popped out, and I said maybe this is an LGBTQ type of connection. And I'm sorry for calling you out, but somebody was like, I'm not gay, not my reading. It's like, that's not what I was saying. I said that could be confirmation for someone. Anyway, I didn't even bother being anyway, I just didn't even know what to say. I'm like, okay, then you're not gay. It's not your reading. Sorry, person. 3 squirrels approach 3 large bowls of food. The bowls contain pho, ramen, and beans. The squirrels are intertwined, holding on to one another's bellies. Red cups balance on their back. In the 3 of Vessels, community and nourishment coincide. Food justice is community justice, which is to say, ceding sovereignty and uprooting racism go hand in hand. Yet nourishment does not happen by accident. It takes planning, cultivation, attention, and stewardship. When was the last time you gathered with people you love? The 3 of Vessels demands a party, a picnic, a celebration of our relationships and collaborations. When we rely on people in our orbit, more is always possible. So for some of you, maybe you're meant to share some of these struggles with a friend, you know? They say a problem shared is a problem shared. I don't know. I'm autistic. I do not I do not get expressions and things like that. That's probably wrong. But when you speak something into existence and you allow yourself to feel it, whether it's to your spirit guides or a friend, it helps release it. It helps bring it out of you. If you just have all those internal thoughts and you're thinking about it, it kind of stays trapped in you. The same goes for manifesting things. You know, you can think you want to manifest things. You can say in your brain without saying it aloud, I'm manifesting this. But it's when you speak it into existence, you speak it out loud, that the manifestation seed is planted in the manifestation area. Anyway, again, don't lock me up. I used to listen to people talk like this and I'd be like, you are cuckoo. So it does 44. Interesting numbers in your reading. There's a lot about strength. But this shows, you know, maybe to help you heal some of these things, to talk about it with someone you trust, to, you know, spend time with friends, spend time with the people you can trust to treat you right. Because it feels to me like someone here didn't treat you very nicely, whether it was, like I said, a place of business, your boss, a friend, your parents. I was thinking about my parents a lot in this reading. It could have been a past person, like a toxic partner. Yeah, look, Ace of Blades. It's about speaking this into existence. It's about sharing these feelings that you have. Interesting. Let's get another one. What do you need to hear, my friend? What do you need to hear, my friend? My beautiful friend. Interesting. We have the Chrysalis and we have the Healer of Blades, Monstera. There is this energy of resolution. 5 of Swords in reverse. I just want to look at the 5 of Swords in reverse. Actually, I'm being called to a different book. Interesting. That's what I mean. I used to hear people say, my guides are telling me to go to a different book. And I'd be like, what does that mean? And I just experienced it. I went to grab my grimy little book and my inner voice said, nope, grab the purple one. And I trust that that's my higher self or my spirit guide. So I want to take a deeper look at this 5 of Swords in reverse for you. So the reversed energy of the 5 of Swords suggests that you might be stuck reliving a fight or argument and unable to let it go. If you are, is it truly serving you to rehash it? What do you need to find closure around a difficult feud, even if the other person is unwilling to admit fault? Alternatively, if you were victorious but can now see an error in your ways, how can you make amends? So it does feel like you need to release someone or something that happened with someone or a situation in order to move forward, in order to heal yourself. So the Chrysalis is Justice and the Healer of Blades is the Queen of Swords. White lines drawn on black paper, an egg-shaped sack dangles from a tree branch. This is on page 30. Beneath the sack, a large butterfly opens its blue and purple wings. Which came first, the creature or its transformation? And this reminds me of Death and Rebirth, because a lot of times on Death and Rebirth cards, they'll show a butterfly or a chrysalis. It's also symbolic in sometimes 8 of Swords. But anyway, the chrysalis contains a process of transformation. Like any good container, the chrysalis knows the precise moment to dissolve. Yet it also marks a point of no return. The molten creature can no longer go back to its previous shape. Drawing its power down from the artist and hermit, the chrysalis is intuition blossoming into growth, unexpected, upside down. From the outside, it may appear that you've gone belly up. What did I say about the tower moment breaking you down, like the cocoon, whatever? From the outside, it may appear that you've gone belly up. Trust the generative stasis. You will know when the time comes to emerge. And we have the Queen of Swords here. So maybe, you know, you were dealing with a situation or a person where you were afraid to put up your boundaries because you were afraid of there being a tower moment. And maybe the universe was like, you can be the Queen of Swords and climb down out of that tower, or you can not be the Queen of Swords and we'll throw you out of that tower. Healer of Blades, Healer of Blades. You may like monsteras. Look at those monstera leaves. 2 paws plunge a fantasy sword into fire. The fire is made of stars. It's on page 99. What is with your numbers today? The sword cuts through a shield of philodendron leaves on the chain link fence of the rebel. Supportive and strategic, the healer has transformed the fire of rebel into ferocious protective care. They have emerged on the other side of acute suffering and can now offer clear insight. Bask in the hard-won wisdom you've gathered. For the healer, care is revolution. At the same time, the healer is bounded and precise. They know their capacity, they know their role. They know how to stay true to themselves, even while tending to others. Traditionally, the healer is associated with undercurrents of creativity. Here, innovation arrives in the form of care. Look for the right-sized opportunities that allow you to give your wisdom away. What new shapes of care and collective healing can we imagine? And this Queen of Swords, you know, this shows... The Queen of Swords is a moment of realizing your what you deserve. It's being your authentic self, being your authentic self, knowing that you deserve more than whatever that was that you're releasing. And it's about also learning how to set boundaries, you know, knowing that you deserve proper treatment, you deserve everything you feel you deserve, you do deserve it. And this is about standing in your power and knowing your truth, knowing your worth. Beautiful. So, my friends, that is your reading. Hopefully it resonated. I'm sending you lots of love and light. It was fun for me to spend, you know, a whole pick a card doing a soul tribe reading. That was a lot of fun. Not that I'm making light of your situation. I'm sending you lots of love and light and support, you know. It's a messy journey. Anyway, I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I'm here for you, my friend. I almost said, I'm here for you, babe. And I don't say babe, so I don't know what that means. But yeah, I love you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. If you chose Pile 3 and this How Light Star, this is going to be your reading about what you need to hear from my guides to your guides. It's like a soul tribe reading where I rant on. If you're picking Pile 3, you're probably familiar with my soul tribe readings. But anyway, look at this amazing thing. Look, isn't that amazing? Oh, stop it. Isn't that amazing? I think that that's great. Oh my gosh, I'm hearing the song You Are My Shining Star from Singing in the Rain. You are, or is it Guiding Light? Anyway, one of those. So let's have a look at your cards, my friends. So we're going to look at these cards, and then we're going to get 4 tarot cards and see what you need to hear today. It's been random, so let's see. So first we're going to look at the tarot cards I got for you. I was only going to get 1 of these, but 2 came out for pile 1. So I just went with that, and I got 2 for each pile. 111 on the timer, if that's symbolic to you. So let's have a look at your energy right now. We have the Hanged Man. So it feels like maybe you're trying to surrender to the journey. Hanged Man energy is, you know, it can be that you're on a break with someone. It's sacrificing movement in order for clarity. We see this person, I could just look at it upright. It's interesting because this person is holding a sword, or what's known as a sword in this deck. And this person appears to be holding a wand. And we see a feminine and a masculine looking person. So it could be that right now you and somebody else are going through an awakening. You could resonate with divine feminine, divine masculine. And perhaps, you know, you and someone else in separation are both going through your own awakenings. The feminine appears to have the sword, which is about truth and clarity. And the masculine person in this image has the wand, which is, you know, spiritual connection, your connection to spirit, your soul spark. So very interesting. Anyway, so maybe you're holding back communication from someone. But we see the Hanged Man is an energy of surrender in order for forward movement. So we see two people surrendering here. And the hot air balloons are symbolic of chariot energy, forward movement. So it's a sacrifice in order for growth and enlightenment and new perspective. And the other card we have is Judgment. Oh my gosh, why did I not pick up on that? I honestly did not pick up on the fact that there were two people on this card until I started this reading and showed it to you. And here we have an awakening, and we have two people here. And we have this snake, very symbolic of transformation, rebirth, shedding, 20, Judgment, shedding the old version of yourself, death and rebirth, which happens after you surrender. So it feels like you and somebody else could be shedding past versions of themselves, leaving them behind. And you could resonate with divine feminine because in one of the decks I have on the Judgment card, it's actually the divine feminine playing a flute and causing other people to go through transformations. So it's like I see almost you going through a transformation, and it inspires others to want to awaken. Very interesting. There is an energy of surrendering to the spiritual journey. Perhaps if you're a counterpart, surrendering to the counterpart journey. Definitely an awakening, a moment where you're reflecting on your path. Perhaps you're looking at your own shadows. I'm not sure if I remembered to do this for pile 2. I don't think I did. Sorry, pile 2. I'm going to read these cards to you. Judgment, rebirth, inner calling, absolution. So this is what you need to hear. Embrace your inner star, your inner light. You are a star. Maybe you're a starseed. It is time to embrace a higher level of consciousness and act in service of your highest good. During this time, you may be experiencing a spiritual awakening, letting go of your old self, becoming the newest version of you. Judgment can also be a representation of needing to make an important decision, but you are required to use your intuition and intellect, not just your logical mind. Interesting. So when you do make this decision, it will bring out long-lasting change, for the answers came from the soul. Judgment also shows that you have healed your deep wounds, and now you are ready to face a new set of challenges. Beautiful. And look at this Hanged Man. Remember, this card said, this decision, you have to use your intuition and intellect. And what did I point out here? We have someone holding a sword and someone holding a wand. Intuition, intellect. I think that's amazing. So very, very clear messages here. The Emperor wanted to come out too, but I didn't take it for you. And now we'll look at the Hanged Man. I don't even know why I put it back. Why did I put it back? Pause, surrender, new perspectives, Egypt. When the Hanged, and it's on page 24, Lover's Energy. When the Hanged Man appears, it is time to put everything on hold until you take the next step with the universe. Release old behaviors, mental blocks, and dissipate patterns that no longer serve you. The Hanged Man also appears when projects come to an abrupt halt and don't push forward. Take the time to sit and listen to what this halt is trying to tell you. Reassess and reevaluate the current path you're taking. Ask yourself what's making you feel stuck and holding you back from moving forward. Change your perspective, shift your energy and thought, separate yourself from daily life. One thing I was going to say about this pile is yesterday, one of the tarot readers that I watch, she's a Taurus, Ari, maybe it's Ari the Taurus. Anyway, she posted, I believe it was her, she posted a picture that said, whatever you do, do it for you. Whether it's healing, working out, starting a business, whatever decisions, whatever you're doing has to be for you. So, you know, let's say you're someone who is in the mindset of, I don't know why I'm getting this, but maybe you're like waiting to make plans to see what happens in this connection. Maybe you're waiting to start something until you see what happens when this separation is over. Maybe you're someone who, for someone else, you're like, maybe I should start working out so I can look better for this person. I'm not here to judge you, but when you're doing things for other people, those things won't be as successful as when you're doing them for yourself. So, you know, I could see this being a situation where maybe, you know, if you are a counterpart, maybe you're thinking like this journey isn't worth it, you know, like maybe you're someone who is more interested in union than the healing journey. And the only way to truly experience the healing journey is to do it for yourself. Anyway, I just felt called to say that, specifically because of one of the cards here, but we'll get into that. So your first card, look at the pretty stars. We have amplified power. Your energy is being amplified. You hold the power of ascended masters. 44, Emperor energy. And I'm not going to lie, when I was doing this reading, remember the Emperor wanted to come out, and I also saw the Empress. And I feel like you're someone who's working on possibly alchemy, you know, balancing your divine feminine, divine masculine energies, healing cycles. And what I'm seeing with this card, I haven't even read it, is that everything you touch is going to turn to gold. Like when you're operating from your highest self and you are, you know, doing things like healing ancestral wounds and things like that, the things you touch turn to gold. They turn to abundance. And, you know, it feels like you're going through, I wouldn't say an awakening. You know, this says an awakening, fair enough, but I feel like you've already been through many awakenings, and this is more of a upgrade. It's an ascension. It's, you know, you surrendering to the power. Once you believe that everything you touch turns to gold, you know, it can, or something. I wish I knew I don't know the story of Midas. Is it Midas? For God, sorry. I'm dropping stuff. Anyway, that's not the right book. I don't know the Midas story enough. For some reason, I'm thinking the Emperor and his new clothes. I don't know why. That's weird. Oh, it says nothing else than that. But look at here. That looks like a star. That's interesting. Beautiful. So you could be, you know, you could be someone who's focused on your masculine energy right now, 44, focused on your confidence, focused on your relationship with yourself. When I say masculine energy, I mean knowing your worth, believing in yourself, confidence, having the confidence to go after what you want to go after. So the next card we have, seeking human kindness, soul service. The soul lights up through service. Listen to your heart and hold space for those who need compassion. So this is actually giving me light worker vibes. So perhaps you have a mission to, you know, spread your light. Maybe your higher self. Maybe it's your soul mission 9 to be a high priestess. You may resonate with one of these other piles that I did. Specifically, the one, I'm just going to tell you, that thing that you just heard falling on the ground, the moon. So you may resonate with pile 1. Anyway, and this is true, the soul lights up through service. So once you're operating from your highest self and you're making decisions and doing things for the highest good of humanity, you actually, your light attracts others and it lights your soul up to spread this light. This does equal 11, so you could resonate with counterpart energies. Like I said, I saw the Empress and the Emperor, and we have Judgment and Hanged Man. But yeah, it seems to me like, remember I said the golden touch. Once you hit that enlightenment, it's like everything you touch turns to light. You spread your light. It lights your soul up more. You know, you attract people in, Empress energy. You know your worth, Emperor energy, and you attract people in, Empress energy. People seeking human kindness, you know, people seeking compassion and comfort. I'm in the wrong God. I'm in the wrong book. Soul service. Page 50, Hierophant energy sign. Hierophant energy. Spiritual leader. There has been a lack of love for self and others during the old paradigm. As we shift, we need to band together to experience a sense of connectedness through one mind of consciousness, binding the force of love with human experience of love, mercy, compassion, and acceptance. Universal magic is flowing all around you, and during this time, you are rediscovering it with purpose and creative inspiration. So you could be being called to create something, to create your own channel, to talk to people, to spread your wisdom and your light and your magic. Be generous and share your wealth, emotionally, spiritually, or physically, with the collective to help them transform their lives as you have done so under its guidance. So it feels similar to, like I was saying, pile 1. It feels like you are destined to help others achieve enlightenment. And, you know, this amplified power, it almost feels like you could be someone who could be very good at waking people up. It's interesting. I've been getting the comment a lot that people like my motherly energy. So maybe you have a similar energy that the world needs, you know? I think that you should watch pile 1. Just saying. It came out very strongly in pile 1. This one, it's only kind of, it's not as strong as pile 1. Sundress, do it for you. And I think this is a beautiful representation because it's Emperor energy, Magician energy, it equals 5, Hierophant energy. So believing in yourself, do it for you, not because someone else told you that you were good enough, not because someone else said, oh, gee, you're great, you're magical, I sure do love you. It's about having that confidence within yourself, having confidence in your own magic, in your own abilities to make things happen and balance all your elements. Connect 4 could be symbolic. I hear my kids playing Connect 4. Anyway. And, you know, we see this person in a sundress and it's in winter. And, you know, I don't think anybody told this person to put on a sundress. They just felt warm and wanted to experience snow in a sundress. And Spirit's saying, whatever it is that you're doing, do it for you. The decisions that you're making, the health choices that you're making, don't do it because, you know, oh, I'm going to lose weight because I think that person wants me to be skinnier, or I'm going to lose weight because I feel like that would make me more attractive. Do it for your own reasons. Do it for me, working out is more about emotional health. Like it makes me, I don't work out, but like when I do work out, like when I use my treadmill, it helps me feel better about myself. I'm not doing it for anyone else. Example, Hierophant energy, your spiritual journey. Don't do it because you're hoping for union. Don't do it because you're hoping that if you do this, it'll bring you your soulmate. Do it for you. And that's where the power comes from. Make decisions, like if you want to branch off in your own direction, don't make decisions based on what other people want. You know, perhaps for some of you, I don't know, perhaps for some of you, I'm just going to say it because I went through it, but maybe, you know, Judgment energy, Hanged Man energy, maybe, you know, you're releasing a marriage or you're in a marriage where you're wondering, should I choose my own path? Or do I make my decisions based on what I think would be best for others and how other people will react? Anyway, I love a good sundress. I'm not super feminine, but I do like sundresses. Not skimpy ones. But like that, I'd wear that sundress. 44. 44. 4444. I saw 44 on the timer earlier when I was talking. When it comes to healing and recovery, make sure you're doing it for yourself, not somebody else. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. Becoming too dependent on other people will only end in disappointment. People leave, friends drift, family members become estranged. Your reason needs to be bigger than them. And believe it or not, you are important enough to be that reason. So just a little story. When I started therapy, I did it to help my relationship with my parents. And like a couple weeks into therapy, I was intuitively and, you know, through my therapist said, I will not tell you to go no contact with your parents. That's a choice you need to make for yourself. But, you know, I started therapy to fix my relationship with my parents. And I quickly realized that my therapy journey was about me. You know, it wasn't about anybody else. It was about me healing myself. I became estranged from my family. I lost friends by choosing spirituality, you know, and choosing to heal myself and to come out of that lower vibrational energy. Interesting. And you are important enough to heal. You're important enough to work out. You're important enough for all of the things. You're important enough. Can I just say that? You are enough. You always have been and you always will be. And it feels like that's about embodying that within yourself. And then once you embody that within yourself, that shows on the outside. Anyway. So, you know, if you're only into tarot because you're hoping to get back with your counterpart, there'll be blockages there because you're doing it for the wrong reasons. It's supposed to be about yourself, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, think about it when, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I'm thinking about, I'll just use my mom as an example. Love you, Mom, even though we don't talk. So I was really interested in having a therapy session with my mother. And she said she was willing to do it for me. So she was willing to come to a therapy session if it was about me and my behaviors and talking through them. She didn't want to go to therapy for anything to do with her. So therefore, my therapist said, well, if she's saying that, you know, if she's only coming here to, you know, not open up about what happened when you were a child, but to just talk about you and what a shit teenager you were and how many mistakes you made, then that's not for the right reason. You know, she won't benefit from it because she's not willing to open up. And that's why there's a reason I'm branching down this road. If you are meant to be a healer and help people, remember that you can't help people unless they want help. Take it from an alcoholic. You know, I knew I was an alcoholic. I knew I had a problem. My partner tried to talk. Well, my partner was way too patient with me. But until I decided that I wanted to get help, I was the only one that could make that decision for myself. And, you know, some people, I can use smoking as an example. I quit smoking when I was pregnant, when I had gotten pregnant, or when I was trying to get pregnant through IVF. I quit smoking for the babies. I didn't do it for myself. And that's how I looked at it. I did it for the babies. And guess what happened as soon as those babies were born? That addiction came back almost instantly, because I didn't break it for me. I broke it for my kids. And then in 2020, I quit smoking for me. And that one stuck. But anyway, it's important that the decisions you're making and the healing you're doing is for you. I don't know why I'm being called to tell you this, but I'm seeing the quote, "Be careful of trying to help people who don't think they're sick." So you can lose yourself trying to help someone else. Anyway, I am rambling like a mofo. We have 3 here, Empress energy, and we have love. And it's interesting that we see the thorns around the heart. Very interesting. So let's see what this card is about. Empress energy. It feels like you're supposed to be healing your own wounds so that you can be open to a higher love. I'm hearing the song "Bring Me a Higher Love" by Whitney Houston, I believe. The higher love that I've been dreaming of. So let's read this. 14, Temperance. Yes. 2, 3, 4, 5 on the timer. You're on the right path. Interesting. All right. Saturn brings us humbleness, devotion, discipline, and promotes self-growth. Interesting. That just popped down on some kind of astrology thing. Your soul. I only have one message for you today, but it is an important one. Love yourself. Do not try and find love in others. Do not look for a mirror in which to see yourself. You are creating emotional dependence, and you are running away from your own love. By loving yourself, you can create healthy relationships and situationships in your outer life. Your soul is wonderful, but as an incarnated being, you are imperfect, as are all people around you. You have had experiences that you view as mistakes, just like everyone else. You have been clumsy, just like everyone else. You have felt that you were taking a wrong path, just like anyone else. Love yourself in that complete imperfection and clumsiness. Your soul is perfect, and by experiencing the imperfection, you connect to the energy of wisdom. Very beautiful. And I spent my whole life thinking that I was a loser, didn't have any friends, didn't speak to anybody, really weird. I was always the weird one. And now I'm realizing that the more I am myself on my channel, the more of you, the more of my soul tribe I attract in. I'm quirky and I like it. So love your imperfections. You're perfectly imperfect. The energy, your spirit guides, message from your spirit guides. The energy of love will open the door to a renewal for you within the next 3 months. Holy. The next 3 months, a renewal. Interesting. That could be getting back together with, I've never seen 2 people in Hanged Man energy. That was interesting. It could be someone new. It could be a soulmate. You have long been caught in repeating patterns. You have long been caught in emotional fatigue, which guided you and projected a negative image of yourself back to you. You have released many old beliefs and thoughts. Yes. What you are missing now is true love for yourself, the compassion with which you know how to look upon others but not yourself. Look upon yourself with love. Respect your convictions and your values. Accept your dark side without looking to fight it. So it's about looking at your shadows too. It's on page 15. And when you look at your shadows, that is turned into light. And it frees you. It gets rid of this barbed wire, the thorns around your heart. Where was I? Within the next 3 months, a wave of love will come into your outer life. It will be an echo of the love you're building for yourself. Love yourself, love life, love your past, love your experiences, love what is obvious, love synchronicities. Beautiful. I love synchronicities. They're the bomb. Nobody ever says that anymore. I guess people now say it's a vibe? Oh, it's such a vibe. Remember this, the entity, remember this from me for always and forever. I love you. I do love you. I do. I mean me, I love you. So this part of the deck, it says the entity. But anyway, I do love you. My love for you has always been strong, even if I haven't always managed to express it. I know you have expected more proof of my love. I know I could have done more, told you more that I love you, made you feel it more. That love is unbroken today. I expect nothing in return. My energy is of unconditional love. Feel it so that you may forge a new relationship with yourself, so you may move forward gently and benevolently. I think I got that right. Feel my presence at night when you go to bed, or when you're in your car, or when you're sitting quietly. I am by your side. It's so funny. If you are someone who's in separation with your counterpart, it almost feels like this is them talking to you. And they say that separation is an illusion and to act like that person is there. So maybe you're someone who, says goodnight to your person before you fall asleep at night. Maybe you're someone who speaks to your spirit guides when you're laying in bed at night. Like me. Remember the rose. I manifest myself using this as a sign. The rose is my support, my presence, and your guide to help you connect to the beauty of your soul. Remember this energy of love that is your essence. Beautiful. Wow, it only took me 30 minutes to go through the oracle cards. That's a record. Just kidding. No, it's not. That's really long. So now we're gonna get tarot. And the way we're going to do it is we're just going to get 4 cards because that's what fits here. And I'm just going to, this is a very different type of messages on this deck. So we're just going to see what you need to hear. We have the 4 of Vessels. Interesting. Something about that 4 of Vessels. Just listen to this. It just gives me the energy of like being unappreciated. And this paragraph, my love for you has always been strong, even if I haven't managed to express it. I know you have expected more proof of my love. I know I could have done more, told you more that I love you, made you feel more. Interesting. So you could be dealing with someone who took you for granted, I think it's interesting that in the background, we have someone wearing a crown. And we have 5 pentacles that I can see. I know there's more there. I know there's actually 9, but I can only see 5. And it feels like maybe somebody is watching you or feeling left out in the cold. Maybe they rejected you, took your love for granted, rejected you. Possibly an emperor type person. Anyway. I'm not going to lie, my cat smells really bad. My cat made a stinky. Ugh. It makes me think of that Seinfeld episode where Elaine is smelling the pen and she's like, that smells awful. Why am I still smelling it? Okay, so I'm going to read this one to you. 4 porcelain bathtubs filled with water sparkle in a field of pink wildflowers. In the background, a small gerbil Wearing a crown lifts its head over the hill and gazes out over the scene. What happens to our imagination when we're feeling worthless? How do we move through discontent and frustration? The Four of Vessels is a card of navigating emotional dissatisfaction. It is easy to become apathetic, is that the right word? To give up, to feel as if the future were foreclosed. Perhaps the path forward feels blocked or over-determined. Take a bath, slow down. The Four of Vessels is an opportunity to trust that a sense of fulfillment will return. New opportunities for growth and connection are on the horizon. Give yourself the care that you need to believe that something will shift. Beautiful. So let's have a shuffle. My cat stinks. Oh, Ma, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Four of Wands. That is amazing. Remember how I kept seeing 444, Four of Cups, Four of Wands, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Very interesting. The Four of Spirals, union. You know, it's said that in the next 3 months, there's a renewal when it comes to love. That doesn't have to mean returning. That can be new. But the Four of Wands, you know, it's 11/11. And the Four of Wands can be about how the two of you need to work on your own patterns, your own stability, your own foundations, so that when you come together, you can embrace each other and have a strong foundation and feel free to be your authentic self and to feel supported. Anyway, counterpart energy, beautiful. Beautiful. Maybe you like fiddleheads. Does anybody know what a fiddlehead is? I feel so, I don't know. I don't know where else they eat fiddleheads. Fiddleheads are like premature, or it's like the ferns before they unravel. I'm not saying like, I wouldn't go out into the forest and like eat unfurled ferns. But when they come in the store, they're fiddleheads. Anyway, I feel like I'm crazy. I'm a fiddlehead. That should be my name. Fiddlehead. 10 of Cups, finding that peace within you so that you can experience it with others. When you feel emotionally fulfilled within yourself, it allows you to feel emotional fulfillment in other areas. Beautiful. 10 of Cups, beautiful. So let's see, my friends, what you need to hear. Whoops. So we have the Portal. Interesting. Wheel of Fortune energy. So we're going to read this card. The Portal. Mountains meet the ocean, which blends with the sky. Renewal. Renewal. 3 months. Renewal. Anyway. This is on page 28, so 1010, symbolic of an ending and a beginning. Mountains meet the ocean, which blends with the sky. The image is a melding of galaxies and stars. Religious symbols steady the four corners, and an opening back into the ocean can be seen from the stars. Liberated from constraints, the Wheel of Fortune becomes the portal. Here we can ask ourselves questions without demanding an answer. Here we can marvel at the dance between entropy, is that how you say that? Entropy, and synchronicity. The portal brings us the gift of perspective. Perspective! A breath of distance from the constraints of fear and ego. Surrender! When we loosen the tightness of self, we expand. Float. What if our lives have perfectly prepared us for the decisions we need to make? Clear and reset your altar. Tune the dials of your discernment. What adaptations are we being invited to hone? How can we respond to change with integrity? So let's get your cards. So we need 4 cards, please, Spirit. 4 cards. Preferably not all at once, but you do you. I trust you. We have the Establishment, Emperor energy. And I said the Emperor wanted to come out. So you could be dealing with divine counterparts. We have the 4 of Vessels. And what did I say? What did I say about an Emperor? I called that person an Emperor, feeling very left out of your love. Anyway, I think that's magical. That's crazy pants. I wanted to say that's fiddleheads, but that didn't make sense to me. All right, 22. What is with your numbers? 4, again. What is that? Oh, it's a little dirt bike. A large hole has been cut through the wire fence. Behind the fence, a brown, queer body in a blue jumpsuit sits on a motorcycle. In their hand, they hold a ram's skull scepter. Underground, roots from dandelions, mushrooms, and trees surround a pair of wire cutters. We have tools we need to uproot and transform the logics of empire. We have the tools we need to uproot and transform the logics of empire. We can cut through the barbed wire fences and reroute the flow of resources. And look at this image, the flow of water. Interesting. We can harness the magic of plants, their nutritional exchange with mycelium, sun, light, and dirt. I don't know what that word is. The time has come to take stock of the systems you've both built and been born into. What's working? What's not working? At this juncture, what's your relationship to power? Where can you thread collective joy into your ambition? What can you give away? Corporate production models cannot predict our potential. Already we have become impossibly possible versions of ourselves, toppling the foundations of extraction and control, weaving a raft of communal care. Grab your herbs, your spells, your recipes. Trust the people. We need new technologies of survival. We need ritual for the revolution. Stability will come through our nimbleness. And you know, I'm going to say it because I'm also an intuitive reader. I was feeling divine counterpart energy. And to me, it feels like whatever growth, whatever spiritual growth, the key Hierophant energy that you're going through, it's affecting this person's energy as well, if that's how you resonate with it. I was also getting the energy that maybe for some of you, you know, there's this small energy for some of you that maybe you are thinking about like releasing a marriage or something. And it says you have the tools you need to create your own life here, to go on your own path. Anyway, that's just for some of you. Right, I need another card. So look at this, just for intuitive purposes. I am seeing that I think because you're in this masculine energy, there is someone who's going to be approaching you. We have the King of Swords here, so someone who has new perspective on you. But anyway, let's keep going with this, Spirit. I'm the Artist, Magician energy. What the heck? 41! 41! Sign. Sign, 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 sign. The Magician. Love it, love it, love it, love it. It's on page 19, Divine Masculine Energy. How interesting. An artist sits before a large canvas, looking pensive and curious. Painted on the canvas is a self-portrait, which reflects a dreamlike image of the artist with bright purple hair. I used to have purple hair. But you know what? I was too afraid to dye my hair purple and have all that attention. So I just did streaks underneath because I didn't want anybody looking at me. I used to live so small, you know, because I worried about what other people thought. Above the canvas, 4 hands hold an energetic orb. Is it the sun, the gods of inspiration, the energy needed to envision a new masterpiece? Interesting. In this card, the artist is neither planning nor painting. They sit attentive and open to the dreaming pastels of spirit. The artist is teacher and receiver. They are a channel for the divine to manifest itself in the material world. Please be quiet, dogs. Creativity takes myriad forms. Creativity takes, what is that word, myriad? How do I pronounce that? Help me. To speak, to love, to paint, to play. All of these expressions require a vulnerable openness. Our empires continuously place product over process and visible over invisible. Yet the artist proclaims that things can be otherwise. Place yourself in service to the circling orb. Between action and inaction, there is a space, a hesitation, a breath, a listening. Treat this opening as your studio. Worship its generative potential, its expansive possibility. If devotion is your muse, the artist will find you. There is a greater, wiser force waiting to be invoked. Beautiful. Making things happen for yourself, not for others. All right, so let's keep going. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. 2 more cards. Oh my gosh. The 4 hands. 4 vessels. We already read it. We don't even need to read it again. What in the heck is this? What kind of frickin' synchronicity is this? 4 hands around an orb. 4 hands around the moon. That is a very cool synchronicity. 44 on the timer. Whoops, that's not the right way. Synchronicities, amazing. Sign. So we already read the 4 of Cups. So if you need to hear it again, rewind, skip back. Stay. One more card. We have the World and the Ace of Flowers. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this card right out of here. And we're going to talk about these 2. Ace of Flowers, Ace of Pentacles. Planting your seeds. Planting your manifestations. So we'll do Ace of Flowers first. A single yellow sunflower bursts out of a horizon of clouds. Beautiful. It reminds me of a giraffe, you know? Seeing the bigger picture, seeing from above. Anyway, it's on page 11. Of course it is. I mean 56, which equals 11. A single yellow flower, oh, I already read that. Sunflower seeds fill the pink and blue background, falling like rain. Collective liberation is a love process. A process tethered to place. By attuning to the shift of seasons and the chaos of climate, we attune to a wider vibration of freedom and connectivity. As in every suit, the ace is the foundational element. Cyclical, however you pronounce that, and at times mundane, the Ace of Flowers roots in the materiality of work. After all, crop planning is equal parts spreadsheets, spells, and seeds. A card of potential. The Ace of Flower asks, what soil best suits our work and growth? What habits need watering in order to root? Trust that the harvest will come. Trust that you will have completion and fulfillment, the world. Now let's look at this world card, because to me there looks to be like a flying caterpillar on there with a super cape, a superhero caterpillar with a cape. So I'm interested in that. I mean, who wouldn't be interested in a large caterpillar with a superhero cape? Please tell me that that's actually what it is. It's a tardigrade? Tardigrade? What is a tardigrade? Interesting. It's on page 41! What? Look up what 41 means. Look up angel number 41. I feel like it's symbolic for you. Like, doesn't that look like the caterpillar from A Bug's Life or something? Like a chubby caterpillar with a cape? That's what I like to imagine. 41 again. Two black holes are connected. From one, a cube, pyramid, and circle emerge. From another, a rainbow and colorful planets. Blackness as birth, as origin. A tardigrade zooms by in a red cape. Overlaying the entire image is a grid. The grid symbolizes the ever-present relationship between our limitations and the unimaginable. Tardigrades are notorious for their ability to survive in extreme conditions. So are we. What the heck is that thing? I'm going to look that up. The world is every liberatory practice co-occurring. Liberatory. All of our heartbeats. Oh, for God's sake, what is the... I don't know these words. Syncopating? All of our heartbeats syncopating through time and space. It's a momentum of past, present, and future overlapping into a polyvocal amen. Imagine all that history, all that coordination, all that spirit. When we compost individualized notions of knowing, we can move from the trap of coloniality into the exploded multiverse of creative phenomena. Herein lie the rainbow constellations and quantum physics. Bathe in gratitude for all that is beyond. Mystery is inherently incomprehensible. How can you orient toward reverence? How can you celebrate that which you do not know? I'm not going to lie, I didn't understand most of that card, but hopefully you did. You know what I'm going to do, just for my own sanity? Well, first, we're going to look up... I want to look up what a whatever is. Tardigrade? Oh my gosh, what? Why are they so cute? Nearly indestructible. They're nearly indestructible. Okay, we're going to Wikipedia. Let me show you pictures first. So those are what we're looking at with the superhero cape, and they're indestructible. Isn't that cool? What's their spiritual meaning, I wonder? Let's look. Thank you. Oh my, interesting. I'm looking. They're like indestructible. I'm just trying to find the right thing here. Slowly floating tardigrades that live through extreme circumstances remind us that in order to survive, we must live in harmony with nature. Called a water bear? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. A water bear. They can survive up to 1 week in space. That's crazy pants. Maybe you're very indestructible. You can do anything. All right, well, that's enough of that. And angel number 41. 41. It came up so many times. It relates to the energies of organization, achievement and success, tenacity, striving forward, new beginnings, and attainment. Symbolizes perseverance, hard work, and dedication. It's a reminder to trust in the divine plan and have faith that all of your efforts will be fulfilled or whatever. Oh, it's also a huge sign of your spirit team's love and support. Now I'm going to look at counterpart energy. When you encounter 41 in the counterpart journey, it signifies divine guidance urging you to trust the process and have faith in the connection that you share. So I just wanted to get that out. But anyway, we learned something new today. Yay! Anyway, I'm sending you, I hope this one resonated. This one was like all over the place, but I'm sending you lots of love and light, my friends, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!